What up, YouTube? This video, we're going to show you how to build a eagle, Freestar eagle. I call it freedom. You could call it America. You can call it whatever you want. But we're going to break this down and present it to you in a step-by-step, easy-to-follow snap-to build guide. Give me 1 second to break this thing down and we'll get started. All right, before you can build this ship, you're going to have to go and pick up your specialty parts. So what you're going to want to grab is you're going to want to go over to New Homestead, and you're going to want to grab one Nova Galactic NG-20 landing gear 4. You're only going to need one of these. From Deimos Star Yard, pick up a 100 DP Slim Docker. From Teo Astroneering, grab yourself a Shipbed 200 landing bay. And also from New Homestead, grab yourself 6 Slayton Aerospace 4330 engines. Everything else is common parts that will be available to build at your outpost landing pad with Shipbuilder. So once you have your specialty parts, make your way on over to your outpost Shipbuilder and start off by placing down a Shipbed 200 landing bay with the doors facing the aft of the ship. Connected to that, you're going to place a shroud 2x1. I'm using an all-in-one. You can put whatever you want right here. Underneath that, in the 4 position, snap on your 100 DP Slim Docker. And then in the front of that, put a Teo cowling. Flip it so it's upside down. Okay, on top of that, you're going to drop in a Stroud 2x1. In this case, I'm using a control station. And in all my builds, I always usually have like 1 or 2 control stations. And that's just to give me maximum crew stations. For this build, you don't really need it. You got 4 in the cockpit and 4 right here in this control station. So that's your 8. So, technically you can change this. So why don't we just, you could put a workshop or an armory. I like to have an armory. We'll put an armory here. All right, now behind on top of our landing bay is where we're going to connect grav drive, reactor, and shield all into one tiny little package. All right. So we're going to be utilizing the multi-part drop-down glitch. So go ahead and, at this point, bring out 2 Deimos Hull A's and stack them on top of each other. And then duplicate those and put them right on top of your 2x1 connected to the grav drive. Okay, then what you're going to do, actually, move your grav drive up 1 spot, and then put your shield on top of your landing bay. Okay. Now select your grav drive and the bottom Deimos hull and duplicate down. And that puts your grav drive on top of the shield on top of the landing bay. Okay, you can delete this extra Deimos hull. Now we're going to do the same thing with the reactor, but we're going to duplicate it down twice. So first select the reactor and the Deimos hull, duplicate, then select the bottom reactor, the bottom Deimos hull, and duplicate. Okay. That takes care of all that. You can delete all the extras. Now you have your shield, your grav drive, and your reactor all sitting nicely on top of your landing bay. Next, you're going to go ahead and just grab a NG-10 landing gear. And this is going to act as the legs of the eagle. Duplicate that and flip it. Slap one on the other side. Grab yourself a Deimos belly and flip it to the aft position and connect it just above your landing bay. It's going to be red because the landing bay doors are in the way. So just snap it there as red, flip it twice, and cancel. All right. Next, grab another Teo cowling. What you can do is just duplicate this one and flip it. and put that here. And now you're going to move this one off, and now you're going to go ahead and attach your NG24 landing gear right here. Once you got that in place, you could snap this in as red, flip it twice, and cancel. Okay, and now you're going to move this off. Now bring in a Nova Caling 2L and flip it. Flip it to the bottom variant and change it to the mid. So flip it to this. It should start like this. Nova Caling 2L. Flip it and then change the variant to the mid. You're going to put one of those right here. Then you're going to bring in a Nova Caling 2L again, but flip it upside down. So it's the BF. On top of that, you're going to connect a Deimos Spine C and a Deimos Spine A. Okay, now you can move this off. And then underneath your Spine A, you're going to attach a Deimos Skeg A. Now you can move our Nova Caling into place and flip it twice and cancel. This one, you can now put into place, flip it twice and cancel. And now we're bringing in another 2x1 just above the other 2x1s. And on here, we're going to connect a M40 Ulysses HE3 helium tank from your fuel. Duplicate that and flip it to the other side. And then you're going to duplicate that, put one on your grav drive, and duplicate that, flip it, and put one on the other side of the grav drive. Then just grab a Nova Caling 1L, change the variant to the PM, which is the mid. You might have, it's going to start like this, so just tap your variants over, get it to the PM version. Snap it in place right here, and then duplicate it and flip it, and snap one in on the other side. Okay. Now go ahead and drop down a Pinpoint 3G landing gear, and then just duplicate that and change the variant to a mid, and then duplicate that and change the variant to a rear. Select all three of those, duplicate them, and just bring them over here, and then just flip each one. Okay. And now you can connect these in, snap them in place, flip them twice, and cancel each one. All right. And now I want you to duplicate this up and then attach a Viking CP100 cockpit to the top here, and just duplicate that so it drops down on top of your spines. And you can delete this part here now. Okay. Next, go ahead and put a Deimos hull A on top of the Deimos belly. And on the side of that, put down a Nova Caling 2L and then duplicate that and flip it to the other side. Behind that, you're going to attach a Deimos belly in the aft position. Duplicate that and flip it to the other side. Now you could duplicate one of your Nova Caling 2Ls, change the variant to a mid, and you're going to put that right here, and then you're going to duplicate it and flip it and accept. And then you could duplicate another belly and attach that right here. All right. Next, you're going to want to put 2 Deimos holes up on the top. And we're going to be building out the wings right now. So grab yourself. Actually, you only need 1 Deimos hole. Put it on top of your grav drive. And what you're going to do here is you're going to bring in a Nova radiator. Okay, go ahead and duplicate this up 1 time. Bring out a Nova Cowling 2L and change the variant to PA so it's rear facing. And you're going to go ahead and connect one right there onto your Deimos hole. And then while that's there, duplicate your radiator and flip it to the other side, and duplicate your 2L and flip it to the other side. Now you can delete this top Deimos hole, and we're going to drop these 2 down onto the radiators by selecting this bottom Deimos hole and duplicating down. Now we can delete that extra Deimos hole and these top 2 Nova Cowlings, and now we have this. Next, we're grabbing another Nova Cowling 2L. Sorry, let me fix my camera. I'm way up in the air. All right, so we got another Nova Cowling. This one's going to end up right here, but we can't snap it just yet. So let's just move that to the side. Now what we're going to do is bring out a 4330 engine and the Stroud Cap A. Make sure that they're flipped so that you're curving to the outside edge. And then just grab both of those. And now you're going to connect the Stroud Cap A to the radiator. All right. Duplicate and flip those to the other side. And now you can bring in your cowling. Nope, we can't. We need to drop it down. You can move this off. Actually, no, I take that back. You don't want to do that. Let's just do a drop down. Whoops. Duplicate your Deimos hole, bring it up. Duplicate one more over here, one more over here, and then one more over here. Then you can delete this, bring this over, delete this, delete this. Just go ahead and attach that right here. Duplicate, flip, attach it right there. Delete your Deimos holes. Select both of these Nova cowlings and select this Deimos hole and duplicate down. Now you can delete all the extra parts. Yep. Now we have our basic wings going right there. Bring out a Nova Cowling 2LBA and attach that under your engine. And then you're going to attach a Nova Cowling 2LSF underneath that. It makes the connection to this. So connects to connects to connects to connects. That's how you get these parts to connect properly. Okay, go ahead and duplicate these two. and bring them one spot forward so that the engine is connected to the 2L. And then you could duplicate these two, bring them over here, pull this off, bring in a Stroud engine mount, connect it onto this 2L. Make sure this is flipped so that the slanted edge is facing the outside. You see it's kind of curved. Okay. And then you can connect this part to here. Now we're going to be using 2 of these, so what I want you to do is grab both of these and put them on here. Okay? Select all this and duplicate it. Now you can grab all this, put it back on here, make sure the engine's connected to the TL right here, and select all this, duplicate it, then select all this, bring it down, and connect the engine to the bottom TL. Okay? And now you can delete this part. You don't need that. Now let's select all this. Actually, let's delete all this. Let's grab all this and just move it to the other side. Okay, we can delete this and this. And now this part, let's just flip it so that the curve is on the other side. Right there. Now this curve's on this side. And then flip this one like that. Okay. So now go ahead and duplicate these two. Bring them over here. Attach that to that. Select these. And put them underneath. Underneath like that. Then duplicate these two and put them on there. Select all, duplicate, delete that one. Grab all these, attach that engine to the 2L, to the cowling 2L. And then select all these and attach the engine to the 2L. Okay. Now for the top. Bring in a Nova cowling 2L. Bring in a Nova cowling 2L and connect it so that the front is on top of the cockpit. Okay. And then duplicate that, change the variant to a mid, and connect that here. And then duplicate that and place it right here. And then duplicate that and place it, change the variant to the TA and place it right there. After that, you could grab a Stroud nose cap B, and we're going to want these right here, right? So what we need to do is move this part off and then attach this in, flip twice, cancel. Now you can bring this back in and flip twice, cancel. Now this piece doesn't flip. So what we're going to do is just move this off briefly. Bring in a Deimos hole A. Duplicate it up once and then bring one over here. Now delete these two. Now we can put this back. And now we can take this and connect it to the Deimos hole and then do a drop-down duplication to get it into place. And that's your eagle. That's the basic build of the eagle. If you want, like, there's a lot of spots under here where you could put your weapons. If you've watched any of my build videos, you know I like to hide my weapons. And so I'm going to just hide them on top of my grav drive right there. And so what I've done is I have PBO 300s, I have obliterators, and I have disruptors 3340s, all sitting nice and tidy on one single engine mount or one single equipment plate. Okay, so what you want to do, if you want to do this, is put an equipment plate on top of a Deimos hole right here, and then delete the Deimos hole, and then duplicate the equipment plate so that it drops down. Then go ahead and grab one of your weapons, put it on the bottom, duplicate it, and bring it to the top. This is my Obliterator 250s. I'm going to have one forward facing, one left, and one right facing. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to flip it to face it to the left side, and I'm going to duplicate that down. And then I'm going to face it to the opposite side, and I'm going to duplicate that down. And now I got my 3 obliterators down there. Now I'm going to bring in PBO 300 auto alpha turrets, and these ones I'm going to have one facing each direction. I'm going to bring these a little closer just to make this easier. Okay, I'm going to select this and duplicate it down. I'm going to select it, rotate it, select it again, and duplicate it down. Select it, rotate it, duplicate it down. Select it, rotate it, duplicate it down. Now I'm done with that one. And now I'm going to bring in Disruptor 3340A auto alpha turrets. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to duplicate one in each direction. And now I'm done with that equipment plate. So now I need to get my Deimos holes inside there. Again, my parts. So in order to do this, we're now going to just move one of these down onto this Deimos hole. Okay, duplicate it up once, and then duplicate it over here and get it into this position. Okay, you can delete all these now. You don't need them. Now you can go ahead and put this part back. And you can go ahead and put your mid cowling back, snap it into place, flip it twice, cancel. And now we just need to drop this into place. So put it up onto this Deimos hole. Select the bottom Deimos hole here in this, duplicate it down. Now you can delete all these extra parts. Make sure you assign all your weapons. You could go ahead and name it. I called it Freedom. You can call it the Freestar Eagle. You could call it Freedom, America. You can call it whatever you want. And go ahead and then just confirm your name. And you should now at this point have a blue nominal check mark. And that's the Freedom Eagle. I like to call it the Freestar Eagle. Because, you know, there's already the Star Eagle in this game. This is the Freestar Eagle. So there you have it. Pretty unique build. I've seen this in several variants. I've never seen it with the legs on it, though. So anyhow, once this is done, if you just select all and then give them like a nice brown color, there's where my markings are. Apply that to all three colors. Okay. Then you could just select this bottom cowling. Select the bottom cowling, select the cockpit, select both legs, and then select all these parts here. And then you just paint all those white, all three colors, color 1, 2, and 3. Just paint them all white. And when you're done with that, just grab your skeg and your two spines, and then just give those a nice yellow. There's where mine are at, if you wanted to try to copy that. Other than that, that is it. That's your Freestar Eagle. I hope this gave you some inspirations for shipbuilding. If you liked this video, please drop me a like. I would appreciate that. And subscribe if you'd like to be notified on more shipbuilding videos. I have at least 20 more coming out this week. So until next time, everybody, peace out.